everybody. Welcome back to our doubleheader coverage here at the West Quad Gymnasium at Brooklyn College as we're getting set for the men's Bulldogs against the men's Bloodhounds. Zach Budnick alongside Jonathan Pariente and Jai Kelman. And John, I want to start with you first because the Bulldogs started the season off 7-0 and they are nationally ranked.
Absolutely, Zach. You got to love the run the men's Bulldogs have been on since the start, scoring 90 points per game, giving up only 74 a game. This has been a dynamically led offense with Exxon and Edon Jambalaj leading the way, and Coach McAuliffe has just done a tremendous job with this young team.
Jai, I know you got an opportunity to play with this team last year. How has this team flourished under Coach McAuliffe?
Well, pretty much just playing up-tempo, giving everybody a chance to excel at what they do best. I like to the ball and push up the ball so we can have a lot of space on the court so everybody can play to their highest capability.
Now, the John Jay Bloodhounds are on the other side of the spectrum. They started the season 0-6 going into this game, and it has just been a major struggle. So, John, what have you noticed so far about these Bloodhounds?
This John Jay team has had trouble scoring points, Zach. 65 points per game, and they're giving up 83 a game. So they are being outscored by an average of 18 points a game. And that could be a big problem when these Bulldogs come in, averaging 90 a game with the defense they play and the offense McAuliffe brings to the dance.
Jai, what should we expect in this first half between the Bulldogs and the Bloodhounds?
Well, the Bulldogs is playing with a lot of swagger right now. I would say they're ranked number 24 in the country. So they pretty much, they only could beat themselves. If they come out here and do what they have to do, I don't see this team beating them. You said they only scoring 65 points. I think it's safe to say that you have to score way more than 65 points to beat this Brooklyn Bulldogs team. Also, you have Exxon, Lorenzo, and they're a very deep team. You got Jamel Gist, so they're just going to go out there and play and do what they have to do. But I think as long as they put themselves in great position, they'll be okay.
It's the battle of the CUNYAC Canines, Bulldogs versus Bloodhounds, coming up here on BCTV, your home for everything Brooklyn. We'll be right back. As we're getting set to go here at the West Quad Gymnasium between the Bulldogs and the Bloodhounds, we're expected to see an exciting matchup, but there is news that we need to break forth that Anis Nikovic for the Bulldogs is out with an ACL injury, out for the season. John, how does this affect the team in the long run?
It's a very tough loss because Nikovic is a 6'9" giant. He was your big center. The Bulldogs are now going to have to find ways to find that new center that can hold this offense together. My guess would be Justin Staten, who is 6'6" out of Freeport High School. He's a very capable backup to play that center position, or you may have to utilize other 6'5" on your bench.
There's another new rule change for the men's, as we're going to see. Coaches are not allowed to call a timeout during play. It's the players on the court that have to call this timeout.
This is going to be a very big change, and I think a big adjustment, but I think the men's Bulldogs have shown the leadership and capabilities that can be done. They have a very deep team, a veteran team, and if you give this Bulldogs team any time, they can go right at you.
As we're getting set to go here at the West Quad Gymnasium, final thoughts. What are you expecting to see in the first half?
I'm expecting to see the men's Bulldogs get off to that early start, get off to the start that they've been getting off to in the first halves of every game they've played thus far. They average 40 to 50 points a game in the first half. That's what they need to do to continue. Put pressure on John Jay.
And that's what we're going to see as we're getting set for the starting lineups. Let's turn it over to public address announcer Alan Zarrow.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the West Quad Center Gymnasium on the campus of Brooklyn College for the second game of tonight's CUNY Athletic Conference basketball doubleheader, as the John Jay Bloodhounds will take on your number 24 nationally ranked Brooklyn College Bulldogs. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, let's say hello to our guests, the Bloodhounds from John Jay College, a 5'6" junior from Lindenwood, New York, number 2, Jesse Higgins. A 6'1" freshman from Bloomfield, New Jersey, number 5, Aishan Epps. A 6'3" freshman from Seattle, Washington, number 10, Jerome Petty. A 6'4" senior from Plainfield, New Jersey, number 11, Calvin Ingram. And a 6'5" junior from Washingtonville, New York, number 22, Kiernan Hayes. Assistant coaches Sean Clars, Wade Cornegay, and Marlon McRae, and the head coach of the Bloodhounds, Ryan Hyland. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Brooklyn College Bulldogs. A 6'3" senior from Brooklyn, New York, number 10, Adon Jambalaj. A 6'1" senior from Elmont, New York, number 11, Dylan Williams. A 6'4" senior from Brooklyn, New York, number 12, Lorenzo Williams. A 6' senior from Brooklyn, New York, number 15, Jamal Gist. And a 6'5" senior from Brooklyn, New York, number 23, Exxon Jambalaj. The assistant coaches Jeffrey Jean-Baptiste, Albert Barbosa, and Jason Bavilar. And the head coach of the Bulldogs in his second season, Rich McAuliffe.
As we're getting set to go here at the West Quad Gymnasium, there you have it, folks, the starting lineup for both teams. There's the starting lineup for you folks as both teams are getting set to go here at the West Quad Gymnasium. Officials for tonight, Douglas Grant, Matt Horton, and Michael Berardi. As the Bloodhounds have already taken the court, they're wearing their road blue colors. And then the Brooklyn College Bulldogs, now they're hitting the court wearing their white with gold and maroon trims. So now we have players on the court as they are greeting each other.
I think, Zach, this is going to be a very important game for really the Bulldogs because this is a CUNYAC matchup. They have to be able to stand in CUNYAC play. They're going to have a lot of tougher teams down the stretch as we go. And for the Bulldogs, they want to keep the momentum going, keep the winning streak going, and just keep a winning attitude on their side.
Opening tip-off will be between Exxon Jambalaj and Calvin Ingram, and we're on the way. Jamel Gist for the Bulldogs brings the ball up court. Bulldogs are going from left to right in your computer screens. It's Dylan Williams. Jambalaj, top of the key, tries to get it to Dylan Williams, loses the ball, and now it's going to be Bloodhounds.
An early cough up there by Dylan Williams early.
Jesse Higgins gets it over to the line. Essie Epps gets to the top of the key, Calvin Ingram. Back to Epps, and there's going to be a quick whistle and already a foul in the play.
It's going to go against the Bulldogs. You like how the Bulldogs were trying to keep Aishan Epps out of going into the paint. But first foul early, it's going to go against number 10, Adon Jambalaj.
Aishan Epps, my apologies. He is the top scorer for this Bloodhounds team. So look to see a lot of coverage on him. Epps for three, shot no good. Rebound, Bulldogs. Wasn't a rebound because it was an air ball, but the Bulldogs take over. Gist, top of the key, looks to drive in, down to Williams. Over to Jambalaj, corner, likes to drive in. Quick shot off the backboard, no good. And now the Bloodhounds take over.
Early rough start for the Bulldogs, not really able to get a clean shot.
Higgins gets it over to three. Hayes, shot no good. And now the Bulldogs take over. Jambalaj over the sideline, gets it to his brother Adon. Quick shot, it's good.
Beautiful finish by Adon Jambalaj off the Exxon pass.
Already a minute 10 into this first half, and the Bulldogs take the early lead 2-0. Higgins cross court for the Bloodhounds. Higgins along the sideline, being guarded heavily by Gist. Jets able to get away from him. Now Hayes over to number 10, Petty for three, shot no good. And now the Bulldogs take over yet again. This is now Lorenzo Williams. Gets it over to Exxon for three. Shot no good. Scramble for the rebound, but the ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Bloodhound's ball.
A little bit of a slow start early on, Zach. Both teams are kind of firing up some shots. Bulldogs got the key opening basket, though, from Edon.
Minute 30 has gone by in this first half. Bloodhounds with the ball as they are trailing by 2. Higgins gets it over to Epps. Back to Higgins. Bounce pass to Epps over on the other side. Epps being guarded heavily by Dylan Williams. Epps' quick floater is no good. Fight for the rebound in the paint. The ball's loose, but Higgins gets it for the Bloodhounds. Higgins back over to Petty. Petty, a quick shot for three is good. Three-point shot by Jerome Petty is good, and now his team is up 3-2.
Bulldogs with a big stop, but they allowed the three from Petty, allowed a couple of offensive rebounds to John Jay.
Jamel Giss into the paint, and he's going to be whistled for, he's not going to be whistled for a foul. It's going to be the Bloodhounds that are charged with the foul.
Good drive, though, to the net there by Jamel Giss to draw the blocking foul. It will go against number 2, Jesse Higgins. That'll be his first.
17:51 to go. Bounce pass in. Looks like the ball went back out of bounds, but it's still going to remain John Jay ball.
Bulldogs just trying to get a little pressure. They haven't been able to really attack yet on John Jay early.
Dylan Williams over at the baseline for John Jay. For the Bulldogs on the John Jay baseline, excuse me. Now Lorenzo Williams, number 12, trying to alley-oop pass to Exxon, but he was not in the right position. Gets the quick layup, makes the basket.
Big move to the net by Exxon, recovering and making a big play on that layup. Bulldogs up 4-3.
Both Lorenzo Williams and Exxon John Balaj like to do that alley-oop play in the beginning of the game. Let's see if they could get it off again. Epps for the Bloodhounds, gets it to Higgins, drives to the paint. Quick hook shot, and it's good. 17:20 to go, 5-4, Bloodhounds leading. Now Dylan Williams gets it to Gist, but now back to Williams. Gist again, John Balaj around the perimeter they go to Lorenzo Williams. Lorenzo Williams back out to Gist for three, makes the basket! 3-point shot by Jamel Gist is good, and now the Bulldogs retake the lead, 7-5.
That was textbook ball movement. Look at that movement by Lorenzo Williams, and he set up Gist for the wide open three.
Jerome Petty back up to the top of the key, Ingram. Calvin Ingram looking to drive in, hands it off to Hayes. Hayes, quick shot in the perimeter, makes the basket. All tied up, 7 apiece, 16:43 to go in this first half.
Just like that, John Jay answered right back.
Jamel Gist over to Dylan Williams. Exxon well outside the perimeter. Throws it in the paint to his brother Edon. Out to Lorenzo Williams for three. Shot no good. Fight for the rebound. Lorenzo Williams able to get it back for Brooklyn. Williams turns, fires, shot is good. Beautiful play by Lorenzo Williams.
Look at
Bulldogs
this.
back up.
Look at this beautiful move by Williams. Just went in and out, and then just finished with the easy layup.
Was that textbook play or was that just
Absolutely.
beautiful?
That was just a beautiful move by Lorenzo Williams, just going to the net.
Asian Epps gets stripped of the ball in the paint, and now Dylan Williams takes over for Brooklyn. Throws it out to Edon, bounce pass to Exxon for three! Shot no good. Fight for the rebound, and it's going to be Bloodhounds ball again.
You could see E and E are in just perfect harmony together. Edon to Exxon just always seem to find each other on the court.
Edon and Exxon have a third brother on the bench, Pejim Jabalaj. We'll see him later on in this game as Hayes has at the top of the key. Gets over to Higgins. Bounce pass to Ingram. Back out to Hayes for three. Shot no good. Rebound. Bulldogs take over. Jamel Giss slowly goes cross court. He's going to let his team set up. Gets help from Exxon. Now he throws it to Exxon. Exxon in the paint. Fire shot is good. Beautiful spin shot in, and now the Bulldogs up 11-7.
That is what Exxon does so well. Look at this pass. He went right around Epps and just beautiful finish to the poop.
Higgins throws it over to Petty. Top of the key, Ingram. Ingram looking to drive in, but now he's going to step out. Almost lost the ball. Now Petty for three. Shot no good. Hayes gets the rebound for the Bloodhounds. Hayes being guarded heavily, but now he gets it back out to Higgins. Top of the key, drives in, fire shot is good. 14:50 to go. Bulldogs leading 11-9.
Quick answer there by Higgins, quickly cutting the lead to 2 for the Bulldogs.
Lorenzo Williams, top of the key, Gist. Throws it out to Exxon Jabalaj. Back to Gist. Gist holding. Trying to make a play, but throws out to Lorenzo Williams. Back to Gist. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Still plenty of time. Quick shot by Dylan Williams for three. Shot no good. John Jay's able to take over.
Good ball movement, though, once again for the Bulldogs. You like how they're distributing the ball around each other.
Eshin Epps now brings the ball up court. It's usually Higgins, but now it looks like the Bloodhounds are going to try a new play. Epps almost lost it to Dylan Williams. Ball goes out of bounds. They're saying it went off of Epps, and it's going to be Bulldogs ball.
Yeah, I think Epps did one too many dribbles, and that was a costly turnover for John Jay.
Higgins is now going to sit in for the Bloodhounds is Luciano Cruz Fernandez, number 12, guard 6'1" freshman from Miami, Florida, went to Somerset Academy High School.
Very good player, by the way, is Fernandez, a very capable scorer.
Jabalaj, that's Exxon Jabalaj, number 23. Lorenzo Williams, sideline. Now Dylan Williams. Dylan and Lorenzo are not related. They just have the same last name. For Lorenzo Williams, quick shot in the perimeter, makes the basket.
When you give Lorenzo Williams that kind of room, he can knock down those jumpers easily.
13:45 to go. Bulldogs leading 13-9 in what looks like it has been a very tight game so far. Epps, top of the key to Ingram. Ingram looking to get it to Cruz Fernandez. He's still holding, throws it off to Petty instead. As everybody's spinning around, as you can see on your screen. Gist almost stole the ball away from Cruz Fernandez. Ingram, top of the key, holding. 5 seconds of the shot clock. He's going to have to make a play. Cruz Fernandez, 2-1. Shot clock violation. That's going to be Bulldogs ball.
That was a great defensive sequence by the Bulldogs. They just did not give John Jay a shot. They were constantly rotating the same way John Jay did.
Jamel Gist pushes up court for the Bulldogs. Looking to drive in. Quick shot, makes the basket. 15-9, Bulldogs leading. We'll see some substitutions shortly as play resumes. Epps for the Bloodhounds. Epps moves up. He's being guarded heavily by Dylan Williams. Can't get near the perimeter at all. Now he's looking to drive in. Backs away. Nice work by Dylan Williams to keep him outside, but Petty now holds it. Being guarded by Jabalaj. Petty for three. Shot no good. Dylan Williams there for the rebound. Now Exxon to Lorenzo Williams. Lorenzo, shot no good, but there's a foul in the play.
Just gotta love the energy. The Bulldogs just continue to pound and pound and pound. Look at this move by Williams. He drew the foul, went right in there. He went right in there on Jerome Petty, and he will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws.
Lorenzo Williams going up for his first shot. Shot is good. So now we're going to see the substitutions. John, what do you have for us?
Jesse Higgins is coming back in. Jordan Akins checking in, and so is Gino Ware. So going to the bench will be Petty. Going to the bench will be Kieran Hayes.
And soon we're going to see Lorenzo Williams sit down and Nicholas Grasso will come in, but the shot is no good, so play will resume. As now number 1, Jordan Aiken is going to push up court for the Bloodhounds. 12:30 to go, 16-9. Bulldogs leading it here at the West Quad Gymnasium. Aiken at the top of the key, being guarded by Dylan Williams, trying to get away from him. He does. Blocked by Edon, and the ball goes out of bounds.
And now Grasso will come in. He will replace Lorenzo Williams. And I just love the energy, Zach, I'm seeing out of these Bulldogs. They're just attacking everything. They're going after every loose ball and making big blocks and just really stamping their authority in this game early.
There's 12 seconds on the shot clock. So Higgins now at the top of the key. He's going to have to make a play soon. Gets it over to Ingram. 5 seconds to go. Ingram, hook shot, no good, but there is a foul on the play.
And the Bulldogs are really making John Jay earn every move to the net that they can possibly do. So it's not easy to score against these Bulldogs, who have really done a good job tightening up defensively this season.
Foul is going against Edon Jabalaj. It's his second foul. So he's committed both fouls for the Bulldogs.
And that's a little bit of a worrying sign. You don't want Edon to commit a third foul early.
Ingram winds and fires. Shot is good. Dennis Balsam is now going to come in place of Edon.
That's a very interesting move. Balsam, we've never seen usually Balsam in the game this early, but I think we're definitely going to see how they'll utilize him, the 6'4" senior out of Leon M. Goldstein High School.
Second shot by Ingram is in and out, no good. Just gets the unfriendly roll. And now play resumes with 12:08 to go in this first half. Jamel Gist gets some help from Grasso, throws it to Balsam. Now Grasso top of the key. Jabalaj for three, makes the basket. 3-point shot by Exxon. Jabalaj is good, and now the Bulldogs lead 19-10.
Beautiful pass there from Grasso and set up that open J from Exxon.
Higgins now holding for the Bloodhounds. Gets to the top of the key to Ingram. Higgins now top of the key again. Throws it to Pett. Tries to get it to Ingram, but loses the ball. Scramble for in the paint, and now the Bulldogs take over. Jamel Gist pushes up. Jamel in the paint, hook shot no good, but there is another foul on the play.
It's going to go against the Bloodhounds. That will be their third team foul.
A pushing foul.
It's going to go against Jordan Aiken. That will be his first.
Jamel Gist not giving up on that play. So he's going to line up for his 2 shots. First shot is good. Now we got some substitutions. For the Bloodhounds, number 15, David Morris is coming in. And for the Bulldogs, number 2, Chris McElhatton, all the way from Australia.
McElhatton's coming off one of his best games as a Bulldog, 13 points, and was perfect from the field.
Second shot by Jamel Gist is in and out, no good. So now the Bloodhounds take over with 11:30 to go here in this first half. Epps along the sideline, being guarded by McElhatton. Get to the top of the key, number 15, Morris. Now number 13 is also in. Gino Ware tries to get a shot off. He was trying to make a play, but they're calling an offensive foul. That's right.
Yep. And that was a good call. It was a hard hit, but a good play by the Bulldogs to force it. Foul's going to go against Gino Ware. That will be his first foul.
Gino Ware trying to drive into the paint, but a little too aggressive. So now Jamel Gist is going to push up court for the Bulldogs. So everybody's already set up. Another rule change. The men's team only have 30 seconds to shoot instead of the 35 seconds. Grasso in the paint, in and out, no good. And now the Bloodhounds take over.
That was
Aiken holding, he's letting his team set up. He's near center court. He's being guarded heavily by Jamel Gist. He's trying to make a play. 18 seconds of the shot clock. Look at it drive in. Shot no good, but there's a foul on the play.
Go against the Bulldogs. That will be their third. The other way, it was a beautiful setup by Exxon. Just Grasso could not quite finish that shot. So John Jay comes the other way. A foul's called against Jamel Gist. That will be his first. Free throws coming up for Jordan Aiken.
Now, unlike the women's, everything's staying the same with the fouls. 7 fouls, you're in the bonus, and then 10 fouls, you're in the penalty.
Yep.
First shot by Jordan Aiken is good. Kieran Hayes is now coming back into the game in place of Gino Ware. As Jordan Aiken is going to get ready for his second shot. Head coach Ryan Hyland of the Bloodhounds shouting out orders, getting his team set up. The second shot is good. So with 10:48 to go, the Bulldogs are leading 20-12.
And now
Jerome
Aiken
Petty
comes out and Petty comes in. Yep.
So Grasso is going to inbound the ball from his own baseline, being guarded heavily by Morris, trying to get it. See, the Bulldogs are struggling, but now they get it to Jean Balage. Jean Balage, quick shot is good. Kieran Hayes got handcuffed, went the other way, and Jean Balage, easy basket for him. 10:34 to go, Bulldogs up 22-12.
That was good vision on the court there by Dennis Balsam.
Morris over to Higgins. Higgins running around, hands it off to Petty. Petty, loses the ball, and now a breakaway for Jean Balage. Jean Balage going slam dunk, makes the basket.
Timeout, John Jay, and that was a statement dunk. Look at this play. McElhatton and then Exxon right in there for the easy two-handed dunk.
It's a full timeout called by John Jay with 10:16 to go, and the Bulldogs are leading 24-12 in what has been a very exciting game thus far.
Absolutely. You got to love the energy. The Bulldogs, you could see that killer instinct in their eyes. I was in practice, I was seeing this Bulldogs.
You're going to match, but the weak side match, okay? You're on a weak side match. So I want you taking anything strong ball, all right? As it's coming in, you drift back. You're the safety guy. No foul, all right? Okay? We got it? Listen, hey, do we know circle if they go man? Dennis, you're going to be the guy here. Actually, no, Zoe's here now, okay? You got it? You run circle this way, okay? You good? Let's go. We are. You know, yeah?
We apologize for that. We wanted to send it over to head coach McAuliffe so we could hear what he had to say for his team. But look at that replay
That's
again.
just a beautiful pass by McElhatton, just finding Exxon, and that's been a big, big change I've seen in the Bulldogs this year. It's no longer a one-man band anymore. Everybody finds each other on the court. This is what team play is supposed to be like if you're the Bulldogs, and it goes credit to what McAuliffe has done. He's turned this team into a offensive and winning machine.
In that earlier shot, you saw number 22, Niv Confino for the Bulldogs coming into play. As play resumes, nearing the halfway mark of this first half. Higgins. Higgins holding for the Bloodhounds, being guarded heavily by Cofino. Gets it out to Epps. Epps guarded by McElhatton, gets to the top of the key to Ingram. Now back to Higgins. Higgins holding. Bounce pass to Hayes. Hayes almost lost it. Back out to Petty for three. Shot is good. 3-point shot by Jerome Petty is good. But now the Bulldogs are leading 24-15.
That was a big basket for Petty now to cut that deficit to 9.
Fino hands it off to Lorenzo Williams. Now Chris McElhatton. Over to Cofino. Inside the paint. Williams, quick shot, makes the basket.
You just love the quick ball movement, finding each other, and Williams just cut right down low to the left post and scored an easy layup.
Higgins gets over to Petty. Throws it to the corner, Epps. Higgins, top of the key, looking to drive in, but hands it back to Epps. Epps, quick shot, top of the paint is good.
Epps just went right in there with the easy floater.
26-17, Bulldogs leading. 9:04 to go. Grasso, top of the key for the Bulldogs, hands it back to Confino. Grasso again to Lorenzo Williams. Confino, bounce pass, McElhatton over to Grasso. Quick shot, no good. Now Higgins moves up court. Higgins still moving around, still has the ball, hasn't given it up yet. Hands off to Epps. Epps being guarded by Chris McElhatton of the Bulldogs. Epps still holding, he's trying to get his teammates to help him out. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Petty holds it, back to Epps. Epps for three! Shot in and out, no good. Balsam able to get the rebound, almost went out of bounds. But Cofino now moves up court for the Bulldogs.
Hasn't been really any wasted motion. The Bulldogs just continue to move the ball so fluidly and easily.
McElhatton.
Offensive foul.
Oh.
Yeah, they called the offensive foul right away.
But they're calling the foul on Nicholas Grasso, so it looked like it was away from the play.
Yeah, McElhatton, though, I like how McElhatton went in. He went in hard on that shot, but Grasso got called for the foul away.
Oh, so now they have the right player. It was a team control foul, yes.
So McElhatton picks up the foul. That's the 4th foul on the Bulldogs as a team.
And 8:12 to go, 26-17. Bulldogs leading here at the West Quad Gymnasium. Epps throws it to Higgins, being guarded by Cofino. Top of the key is Ingram. Epps in the corner, trying to get away from McElhatton. Now he almost got double teamed. Throws it to Hayes, top of the key. Back to Epps, 10 seconds of the shot clock. Epps makes a play in the paint, shot no good. And now Justin Staten, who's in play for the Bulldogs, takes over. Cofino drives up court. Throws it to McElhatton, all off the side for three. Shot no good. And now the Bloodhounds take over. Higgins moves up court. Higgins still holding top of the key. Throws it to Petty. Back to Higgins, being guarded by Cofino. Gets help from Hayes. Higgins able to get away from Cofino. That is Epps for three. Shot no good. Rebound. Ball goes out of bounds off of McElhatton. It's going to remain Bloodhounds ball.
Bulldogs making a sub. Dylan Williams will come in. He replaces McElhatton.
And number 12, Luciano Cruz Fernandez, comes in place of number 2, Jesse Higgins of the Bloodhounds. Fresh shot clock for the Bloodhounds. Epps, number 5, throws it to Fernandez for three. Makes the basket. 3-point shot by Luciano Cruz Fernandez is good, and this team is trailing 26-20.
Bulldogs just kind of fell asleep there on defense, and that allowed Fernandez to get the open 3.
Confino hands over to Grasso. Lorenzo Williams throws across court to Dylan Williams. No relation. Confino, top of the key. Now Lorenzo Williams. 8 seconds of the shot clock. You have to make a play quick. Miscommunication as Confino is out of position. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Bloodhounds ball.
Now the Bulldogs starting to slow down a little bit now. They've been making a couple of turnovers, and John Jay is knocking at the door right now.
6:45 to go in this first half. Bulldogs, they had a big lead. They were up by as many as 12 points, but now their lead has been reduced to 6.
You got to give credit to John Jay. They've adapted from the timeout and looking to push the tempo a little bit more.
6:40 to go. For Cruz Fernandez hands it off to Epps. Epps tries to get under the basket, and
Travel.
there's going to be whistle for a travel.
So that will get waved off a travel, and let's see, right there, Epps walked with his feet a little too much and drew
That
drew
extra
travel.
hop. Lorenzo Williams trying to catch all the Bloodhounds off guard, but he fumbled the ball, so now everybody's back in position. Staten inside the paint, shot no good. Scramble for the rebound. He almost had it, but he loses it. And now the Bloodhounds push up court. Cruz Fernandez. Bounce pass to Hayes. Hayes being guarded heavily by Staten. Quick hook shot, no good. Nick Grasso takes over for the Bulldogs. Excuse me. Grasso moving around, gets over to Lorenzo Williams. Williams holding, now Cafino. Cafino looking to drive in, now he pushes through. Bounce pass over to Dill Williams, elects not to take a three-point shot. 15 on the shot clock. Grasso in the paint to Staten. Staten, quick hook shot is good.
Beautiful ball movement. Niv Confino made all that possible. Finding Staten down low.
5:38 to go. Bulldogs up 28-20. Hands up. That is now Cruz Fernandez holding. Cruz Fernandez throws it to number 10, Jerome Petty. Cross court to Epps. Epps holding, top of the key, being guarded by Cafino. He's got 8 seconds on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Petty. Petty, quick shot in the perimeter is no good. Now Lorenzo Williams has the ball. 2-on-1 developing. Epps was able to catch up, but Lorenzo Williams makes the basket.
Couple of clutch baskets by the Bulldogs, getting the lead back to 10.
Nearing the 5-minute mark of this first half. Epps bounce pass over to Cruz Fernandez. And a quick whistle.
Oh,
they're going to call a foul on Justin Staten of the Bulldogs.
Didn't see much contact there. First foul on Staten. Epps will come out of the game. In will come Jesse Higgins.
And Exxon Jambalage is back in for the Bulldogs.
Grasso will take a seat.
Exxon with 11 points, done with his rest. Now play resumes, blocked by Exxon. That was Cruz Fernandez, who was able to recover the block. He saw Exxon about ready to run up because he thought that the Bulldogs had taken control.
Dylan Williams made a good play to try to force that turnover and try to keep the ball in bounds. You got to like the effort, though, the way the Bulldogs have come out in this game, not quitting on a play.
25 seconds on the shot clock, 4:50 to go in this first half. Higgins for the Bloodhounds. Almost got away from Cafino. Blocked by Staten. Ball goes out of bounds, but that is an excellent play by Justin Staten to deny Higgins.
Higgins thought he had a shot, and look at Staten with his big 6'5" frame.
19 seconds on the shot clock. Ingram. Cruz Fernandez, top of the key for three. Shot no good, and now Exxon takes over. Exxon Jambalage pushes up. He's over at the sideline, gets it over to Cafino, top of the key. Now Staten inside the perimeter, shot no good. Ball goes out of bounds off of Lorenzo Williams, and it's going to be Bloodhounds ball.
Good flow to the game, though, for both these teams. Really coming out at each other, attacking the hoop, good passing. Gonna have a sub. Jamel Gist is going to re-enter the game, and Confino will go to the bench.
Coach McAuliffe using his bench quite frequently. We're not used to seeing this. We're used to seeing players like Gist and Exxon stay on the court for a very long time.
I think this is a good thing, though. McAuliffe likes to keep his guys fresh, and that's an important thing throughout the season. You want to give everybody a shot. You want to give every one of your guys equal opportunities and give them a little rest here and there when you have a chance.
That was an illegal dribble called against the Bloodhounds, so it's going to be Bulldogs ball. So substitution takes place. David Morris comes back and play in place of Kieran Hayes of the Bloodhounds. So Exxon, as you see in your screen, is going to inbound the ball in front of his own bench. And now Jamel Gist pushes up court. Gist hands it off to Lorenzo Williams. Now Dylan Williams. Jamel Gist. Lorenzo Williams inside the paint, shot no good, but there's a foul on the play.
Good attacking of the hoop by the Bulldogs, drawing that foul.
So 4:04 to go. Lorenzo Williams, his team is up 30-20 as he's going to line up for two shots.
Foul's going to go against David Morris. That'll be his first.
First shot is good. So now we see another substitution. Eshin Epps back in play for the Bloodhounds in place of Cruz Fernandez.
So Coach Ryan Highland making a lot of quick substitutions of his own.
Second shot is good. So 4:04 to go. Bulldogs up 32-20. Higgins moves up, gets it off to Epps. Epps being guarded heavily, he's able to get out. Higgins now holding for the Bloodhounds. Being guarded by Gist. Epps now. Epps being guarded by Dylan Williams. Hands it off to David Morris. Lose the ball, and now Exxon in for the breakaway. Slam dunk makes the basket. That's the second breakaway for Exxon in this game.
Just riding the Exxon Express, going right down the lane into the hoop.
3:30 to go in this first half. 34-20, Bulldogs leading. Quick shot by Morris, no good, but there's a foul on the play.
I think it's going to go against Gist. He's not happy about it at all. That'll be Gist's second foul, and that'll be the 16th foul on the Bulldogs.
So now David Morris is going to line up for 2 shots. The 6'4" freshman forward from Harlem, New York, went to George Washington High School. As his first shot is up, and it's no good.
Gino Ware's going to come back into the game for John Jay. He will replace Jerome Petty.
And Nick Grasso now back in play in place of Justin Staten. David Morris getting set for his second shot. It's up, and it's in and out, no good. Gets the unfriendly
lane
roll.
violation. We might have had a lane violation.
Yeah, that's
lane
what they're calling.
violation.
Going against the Bloodhounds, so it's going to be Bulldogs' ball. Grasso is going to inbound the ball from his own baseline. He appears to be a bit shaken up, but nonetheless play resumes. As Jamel Gist feeling the pressure, ball goes out of bounds off of his hands, and it's going to be Bloodhounds' ball.
That was an errant pass there from Exxon. Kieran Hayes is getting ready to check back in, and he takes over for David Morris.
But you can feel the pressure that the Bloodhounds are now putting on.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs need to have to adapt to that pressure now, because this is where John Jay could make a closing statement here in the first half.
3:17 to go in this first half. Epps hands off to Ingram. Now Higgins, well outside the perimeter, throws it to Epps. See the Bloodhounds moving around, trying to catch the Bulldogs off. With 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Ingram, now Higgins, 6 seconds to go. Top of the key is Ware. Ware looking to drive in, 4 seconds to go. Hayes in the paint, 2-1 shot is good. 2:50 to go, 34-22, Bulldogs leading.
Under tremendous pressure, Kieran Hayes was able to finish that shot.
Jamel Gist, over to Lorenzo. Jablaj for 3, makes the basket! 3-point shot by the Exxon Express is good, and now the Bulldogs up 37-22.
This is their largest lead of the game.
2:30 to go. Higgins for the Bloodhounds, gets away from his defender, drives to the paint, shot is good.
Now both sides kind of open it up on the scoreboard a little bit now.
Jamel Gist, quick transition play. Grasso out to Jablaj. Now Dill Williams for 3, shot no good. Gist with the rebound. There's a loose ball almost went out of bounds, but still going to be Bulldogs ball, excuse me. And that was a push, and they're going to call a foul on the play.
I think it's a blocking foul against John Jay. And that's what it's going to be. It's a foul against Calvin Ingram. That will be his first and the 15th foul on the Bloodhounds. But you love the non-stop play by the Bulldogs. They're just continuing to attack and attack. And John Jay's having a hard time really just adapting to that change and just having a hard time adjusting to the Bulldogs' constant barrage.
And how about Exxon Jablaj with 16 points on the night?
And we're still not even done with the first half. That's just an incredible run. Exxon was coming off a triple-double 2 nights ago.
Lorenzo Williams' first shot is good. Coming up at halftime, we're going to take a look at a couple of player profiles and also going to show a new comedy web series called Unproductive here on BCTV, your home for everything Brooklyn. Second shot is good.
Lead back up to 15.
2:04 to go. Higgins pushes up court for the Bloodhounds. Gets it over to Ware. Gino Ware almost lost the ball. It's a scramble for it. Exxon almost able to take it for the Bulldogs. Bloodhounds still recover. Higgins almost lost it again. Quick shot by Ingram is no good. Hayes almost with the rebound. And that was going to be a foul on the play.
I think it's going to go on Grasso, but look at that defense by the Bulldogs. Just surrounded by white jerseys. Kieran Hayes just had nowhere to go, and Grasso swiped the ball out of his hand from behind. Unfortunately, a little too aggressive, and that drew a foul.
They're going to call a hit to the head in that commotion between Grasso and Hayes.
Definitely nothing too violent about it. It was not a flagrant, but it was a good, hard foul there by Grasso. Will force Hayes to go to the line. Bulldogs in the penalty.
In other sports, players might take exception to any hits like that, whether it's accidental or on purpose. 1:47 to go. We're going to get ready for Kieran Hayes with 2 shots. The 6'5" forward junior from Washingtonville, New York, went to Washington High School. First shot is good. So 39-25, Bulldogs leading.
Grasso sporting a headband now as he comes onto the court.
It's like he got hit in the head and may showed a bruise or something.
Might have, yeah.
We'll get an injury report on that soon, but nonetheless, play resumes. 100 seconds to go in this first half. Exxon throws it to Niv Confino. Back out to Exxon. Exxon Jambalash holding, now Lorenzo Williams. Lorenzo holding, 12 seconds shot clock. Quick shot is good, off the backboard.
Beautiful banking shot there by Pops. As he finished the play, went right around Higgins.
Minute 20 to go. Higgins, now Hayes, gets it out to Ware. Ware holding, top of the paint, Ingram. Ingram throws it back out to Higgins. 13 seconds of the shot clock. Epps, top of the key, drives in, fire shot is no good, but they're gonna call a foul on the play.
It's a blocking foul on the Bulldogs. That will be their 8th.
And that's the second one in a row against Nicholas Grasso of the Bulldogs. So with a minute 4 to go, it's the 8th foul against the Bulldogs. 2 more in this half, and they will be in the penalty.
Yep. So right now it's still a 1-1 for John Jay.
It's going to be Eshin Epps, the 6'1" guard freshman from Bloomfield, New Jersey, at the Bloomfield High School. Quick substitution. Gino Ware is going to sit for the Bloodhounds, and back in is Jerome Petty, as Epps is getting ready for his second shot. Second shot is no good. Lorenzo Williams almost had the rebound, knocked out of his hands. They're going to say it's still Bulldogs ball.
Yeah, last to touch it was John Jay. I think Ingram got a little too aggressive and went out of bounds.
Less than a minute to go here at the West Quad as Niv Confino moves up court. His team is already set up. And lose the ball. Quick steal to Epps. And Confino gets in the way, and they're going to call a foul on Niv Confino.
I think there was a little miscommunication with Confino and Grasso, and they're talking about it just after the play.
You could see Niv not happy about what he did. That is the 9th foul against the Bulldogs.
And Pot Jim Jambalash is entering the game, so Grasso will go to the bench. So the 3rd Jambalash brothers in.
And that cheering you hear from the stands is the Jambalash clan. They have a cousin who played for the Bulldogs last year, Valon Jambalik.
So this is a very deep athletic family, the whole Jambalash family.
Epps' shot is no good. And now Exide takes over. Quick breakaway. Wasn't a breakaway, but it was a long stretch pass to Lorenzo Williams. Now his team set, Bulldog set up. Hatcham for 3, shot no good. Lorenzo Williams able to get the rebound. Lorenzo, quick shot, throws it, to Exide. Back over to Lorenzo Williams, quick shot is good, and a foul.
Beautiful ball movement by Exxon and just tremendous patience. He faked the shot and then passed it right down to Williams, who knocked into Ingram and puts it into the hoop. Foul will go against Ingram.
With 29.8 seconds to go, so the shot clock is off, and Lorenzo Williams going to line up for his N1 shot.
That foul just put John Jay in the penalty. That's their 7th team foul.
Bulldogs leading 43-26. It's the battle of the Cuniac Canines here at the West Quad. Lorenzo Williams' second shot is no good, and Epps able to get the rebound for the Bloodhounds. Higgins going to move up court, and he calls a quick timeout. It's what we've seen. That's a new rule where only the players can call a timeout on the court. It's going to be a 30-second timeout with 22.8 seconds to go.
You got to like the way the Bulldogs are just coming out. The energy is just there. You love the effort and the way the Bulldogs have continued to play. Both teams are talking it over now on their sidelines. Coach Ryan Highland. It's been a rough start early for John Jay. They got out to that. They closed the gap to 6, but the Bulldogs, from that 6-point deficit when it was 26-20, they've answered.
Right, 22 will take it as well. Hey, look, showman here. Showman and drop back. Ready? We are.
We're also going to hear from the assistant coach of the men's Bulldogs, and we'll have first half stats before the second half begins.
Down to the final 22.8 seconds before we go to the second half.
Dennis Balsam now in play for the Bulldogs, number 20. As Kieran Hayes for the Bloodhounds going to inbound the ball in front of the scorer's table with 22.8 seconds to go.
Shot clock is off, so John Jay can hold for the final shot.
Higgins well outside the perimeter, but he's moving around, gets away from his defender. So the Bulldogs are playing zone defense. Quick shot by Petty is no good. 10 seconds to go in this first half. Lorenzo Williams holding. So now the Bulldogs can make the last play. With 5 seconds to go, Williams looking to drive in. Shot is no good, but there is going to be a foul on the play.
Good move to the net by Lorenzo Williams, not quitting, just drawing the foul. That's going to be the 8th on John Jay on their team, and that's the 2nd foul against Petty. And 2 free throws coming up.
Lorenzo Williams already with 17 points in this first half. Leads everybody on the court. He adds to his total as he makes the first shot.
Cruz Fernandez and Gino Ware come back into the game. Kieran Hayes will go to the bench.
So with 2.2 seconds to go, if Lorenzo Williams makes the second shot, which he does, now the Bloodhound's gonna have to make a quick throw as clock expires. Fires for 3, makes the basket!
Will that count? I think the refs doesn't.
Officials are saying it
Nah.
will not count.
That
Watch
shot
the
was
replay.
way too late. I think that shot was way too late.
Beautifully executed, but unfortunately 1/10 of a second off. As the first half is over, the Bulldogs are leading 45-26.
And we will have a word as we keep going. The Bulldogs with a 19-point lead, and you gotta love the energy they've come out with so far. But right now, as we get set, the Bulldogs go into the half with a 19-point lead. Zach, the energy was there from the start. The Bulldogs kept attacking, and this is why the Bulldogs are undefeated as of right now. They just pressure, and you make mistakes against this Bulldogs team, they're going to come back and hurt you with them.
Not to mention they're also nationally ranked. So
Yeah,
a lot,
absolutely.
but this has still been a very tight game.
It is still very much a lot of basketball to play. John Jay can very easily make a rally in the second half for sure.
But I like what the Bulldogs are doing. They're moving the ball around a lot. They're moving it fast. They're getting the Bloodhounds off of their game, which is exactly what the Bulldogs want. And now we're going to send it over to Jai We're now going to get ready to send it over to Jai Kelman with the assistant coach of the Bulldogs. Excuse me. Jai, take it away.
I'm Jai Kelman. I'm here with Coach Barbosa, the assistant coach of the Brooklyn Bulldogs. Coach, your team is up big at halftime. What are some things you're going to tell your team in order for them to maintain this lead and not to take their foot off the gas?
Right, it just comes down to defense. As long as we just play the same intensity and maintain that intensity throughout the game, we should be fine.
Okay, you're also having a big scoring half out of Exxon and Lorenzo. Is it going to be a point of emphasis to keep getting them the ball in the second half?
Well, those are our main 2 guys, but the other guys are playing well, and they're just feeding off the energy from those 2 guys. And as long as we just keep moving the ball around and we're able to show the world, anyone could have a big night.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
That's Jai Kelman with the assistant coach of the Bulldogs. Coming up here at halftime, we're going to take a look at Brooklyn College player profiles featuring freshman Paolo Tamer and senior Jamel Gist. We also have a special Brooklyn College TV radio production, a new comedy web series called Unproductive, about 6 college kids overcoming their own personal drama, all while completing an important TV production project with a very tough-love new professor. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I'm Paolo Tamer, I'm a freshman, and I'm undeclared. It's been great so far. It's been a lot of work for me since I'm a freshman, with a lot of learning. I have to learn a whole playbook. It was a lot of training to get ready for the season. I think I still need to do a little more work, but along with the coaches and the players, I think we'll have a great season and I'll be ready for whatever. It's an excellent opportunity to have so many veterans on the team. I think we have about 10 seniors on the team, and that's great because it's pretty easy for me to learn. And I'm going to get into the system good, and then next year I'll be ready.
I will shove that phone 3 inches up.
It's an iPhone 6 Plus.
Oh, okay. 4 inches.
No, okay.
it still gets better service than your droid.
You mean my waterproof, shockproof, bonnerproof droid?
It still haven't found what you're looking for.
Guys, enough! We don't need 2 breakups in 24 hours. We need to go in there as a united front. Are we done?
I'm sorry.
Theo, you're going to apologize to Dave?
Yeah, for sure. Over breakfast. To the train!
Theo, we have to go to class.
If 2 people break up over the phone and their friends refuse to acknowledge it, did it really happen?
Yes. It's Facebook official.
If anything, they need us now more than ever. We need to show that we still love and support them.
Them? Them? No, him. Okay, fuck Kate. If I'm going in there, I'm taking sides.
No, man, we're a team, okay? We need to stick.
Not like Kate was thinking of the team when she called Ben up and broke his little heart.
She had her reasons.
Yeah, Sam? What were they?
I don't know yet.
Ah!
But I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt because she is our friend.
I don't think we should give her jack shit until she tells us.
Dude, we've had like 3 good years with Cade and Ben, okay?
We can't let their breakup ruin our friendship like this.
Fine. Fine, I'll compromise, okay? We'll talk to Kate via text from the class that Ben and the rest of us transfer into.
No, we can't do that.
But we
we need this class to graduate.
We can take it next semester.
No, it's being taught by that new guy from LA or something.
I'll buy you guys a round of drinks after.
We'll give it 1 day. How bad can one class be?
Of all the studios in all the fucking world, you had to walk into mine.
You are making a scene.
I'm making a scene? Really?
See, she's yelling at him. He's crying. I'm out. I'll be waiting for that drink, okay?
No.
Read it to you.
Look at the drink
Year
unless
one.
you last the
Hi,
whole
I'm
class.
Ben. Hey, I'm Kate. Great. I can't wait to love you.
Ben,
Year 2,
please.
awesome, awesome, awesome. Year 3, spoiler alert, still awesome. Year 4, awesome. Oh, wait, let me just make a quick phone call. A phone call, Catherine. A phone call. And break up with me for no apparent reason?
Do you really
On the
wanna-
phone? The phone!
Do you really want to do this here? Do you really want the truth?
You can't handle the truth.
Oh my God!
You had me at hello, and you lost me when you said, hey, do you have a minute? When I gave you 4 years. Did you guys just get here?
Yeah.
Good, because Lord knows the Manson family over here has been very supportive. I'm just a boy standing in front of a mean girl.
Stop! Just stop! This isn't Netflix! I never should have asked her in the first place.
Can you just tell me why? I deserve that.
Seats! Now! I'm Professor Parker.
I thought you said it was a guy from LA.
Welcome to studio. Number 1, I don't tolerate lateness. What's your problem?
I'm Raha.
You're late.
I'm new.
Yeah, well, didn't stop me from getting here. Anyway, as I was saying, if you were working for me on a production right now, you'd be fired, new girl. Number 2, the department called in as a favor to get me to specifically come and teach this class. Number 3, the project we're working towards is the mayor's pivotal State of the City address. It's going to be airing right here on King's Metro. So, if you royally screw it up, making him and our whole department look bad, in all likelihood, we'll lose some funding for all studio classes. Do you know what that means? That means we're going to have to learn from textbooks. Do you want to learn from textbooks? No. Do you know who learned from textbooks? James Franco. Number 5, that's weird. Number 6, expectations. That's the word that needs to be on your mind all semester. This class has to do better than I expect you to. Okay? I want it to be unbelievably great, because if it is not, I will fail you so goddamn hard you will run to change your majors to medicine or accounting, whatever the fuck your parents wanted to. Now, believe it or not, I chose you people. The other class, Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday afternoon! Tuesday is filled with lazy people who sleep in. People in this industry do not sleep. Now, I think we really all can work together. And even if you hate it, I think we can make something happen. So let's go out there and make something happen, team.
Are we gonna go over the syllabus?
That was it.
Dude, I bet her wallet says bad motherfucker on it.
Good evening, Zach Bunnick here for BCTV, and it is an honor and a pleasure to be interviewing the president of Brooklyn College, Miss Karen Gold. Madam President, how are you this evening?
Thank you, Zach. I'm very well and very excited about the men's game that's coming up.
Speaking of the men's game, because we like watching basketball here at Brooklyn College, what has most impressed you about the athletic program here at Brooklyn College?
You know, what's impressed me the most is that they play from the heart. It's not about coming with a lot of money like the Division I's. Our students play because they really care about the game and they want to get a great education. They're smart, they're dedicated, they're motivated, and they're just a lot of fun to watch.
They are a lot of fun to watch. I've been watching them for who knows how long, and they always impress me. But what has been your most cherished moment here at Brooklyn College?
In terms of sports and athletics?
In terms of anything.
Oh boy, it's a long list, I gotta tell you. I think graduation is always the special time because that's when you see the fruits of the labors of all the students and the faculty and the staff coming to fruition, and you realize it's the beginning of the next chapter in their lives, and we gave them something that no one can ever take away, and that is an excellent education.
If you had one wish for Brooklyn College this year, what would that be?
One wish would be that every student reaches their full potential and succeeds in a timely fashion, so they graduate in a timely fashion without a lot of debt.
We all know that this is your final year at Brooklyn College, so what's next for you? What are your future endeavors?
Well, what's next is returning to my home state with my husband in California to be with my aging mother and our children and Rick's family, and to retire and hike in our beautiful Sierra Mountains and visit Carmel on the beach and mainly be with our children and my mother and enjoy a slower pace of life.
Well, Madam President, thank you for your time here at Brooklyn College. And as always, we want to make sure all your dreams come true and your wishes come true here at Brooklyn College. So thank you for your time here.
Thank you very much, Zach, and go Bulldogs.
Back to you.
What makes someone
Brooklyn's best?
Into everybody's glasses, now drink up, it's time to be ratchet. I'm burying the hatchet. I eliminated attachments, fabricated, elaborate, it's complicated and tragic. Suffocating the magic, intoxicated, I'm rapid.
Don't let me go, don't let me fall, 'cause tonight I'm slowly drifting away. Don't let me go.
I am Brooklyn's best.
I am Brooklyn's best.
I am Brooklyn's best.
Hello, my classmates and I are 2016 television production MFA candidates at Brooklyn College. We're asking for your support in our quest to create a television series dedicated to finding Brooklyn's best artists and performers. Each episode will showcase a different talent or ability by pitting 3 groups or individuals against each other in an exciting competition, complete with a panel of judges. By donating, you can help us cover the production costs of 7 30-minute episodes and make us Brooklyn's best content creators. Thank you.
To donate now, visit our campaign at donate.brooklynsbesttv.com.
is Jamal Giss. I'm a senior, and I major in business management and finance. The team dynamic here has always been family. We always try to stick together and bond for one another. The way we prepared this year was getting a lot of running in, being in the weight room a lot, making sure we're stronger and faster than last year, and trying to win the championship. You know, and try to just be my best ability at all times, so when the season comes, I'm always ready to play.
We're back here at the West Quad Gymnasium. We're at the end of the first half. The Bulldogs are leading 45-26. Zach Budnick alongside Jonathan Pariente. And John, that was a really good first half for the Bulldogs.
Oh, I just love the energy the Bulldogs came out with. Exxon making 2 huge dunks, some blocking by Staten and Lorenzo Williams, and just the good ball movement and chemistry I've seen from this team is why they're 7-0, why they're ranked 24th in NCAA. And it really just goes a credit to what Coach McAuliffe has done. He's turned this team around from what they were 2 years ago, and he's made them into a winning team.
And now we're going to take a look at some of the replays we have. And John, there were a lot of replays.
Absolutely.
Here.
Let's take a look at this first one. Exxon, look at the move he made to the hoop from the right post. And then Exxon once again just split defenders, threw a nice pass down low to Gist. That is just a little example of ball movement. Look at Lorenzo Williams right here, utilizing his big height, and then sets up Jamel Gist for an easy open 3. Once again, look at Grasso here. He makes a nice pass to the left wing. Exxon sets it up again, open 3. When you give the Bulldogs this kind of space, they can do a lot of things. And here's the pass from Jamel Gist. This led to the two-handed dunk by Exxon Jambalaj. If you give him that kind of room, he's going to bury those shots into the hoop.
Now, John Jay had a lot of good looks as well.
Oh, absolutely. This is a good shot by Kieran Hayes right inside the paint. These were some of the little open shots the Bulldogs were giving up early. Then Hayes flipped it back out to Petty, who made a beautiful 3 right over the head of Nicholas Grasso.
And the play that did not count.
Yeah, this was the shot that, right, the clock had already expired, but I think the ball was out of his hands right when 0 hit, so that shot did not count. Bulldogs still lead by 19.
But with the way the first half ended, who you feel has the greater momentum going into the second half?
I still think the Bulldogs do. You know, they didn't allow John Jay to really get on a big roll. They haven't allowed John Jay really to creep back in. That's how the Bulldogs are going to have to play the second half. If you shut John Jay down, you get a few more baskets, I think the Bulldogs will be easy going to the 8th win in a row.
So let
Coach
the guy
McAuliffe
that's going
giving
to go
last-minute
back
preps
pops,
to his
and the guy
starting
setting the
lineup.
screen.
We're going to see
we'll
Edon
go
coming
towards
back
the ball into
play
the middle.
along with Lorenzo Williams, Exxon John
Go and set
Balaj,
the screen.
Jamel Giss, and I believe rounding up
get
the
the
top
ball, then
5
you
is
cut
going
to the middle. Make sure you can get in front of him. If you can't get in front of him, don't throw.
I'm also looking at another big difference right here on
listen,
the bench.
let's go high
you
low
see how
and man.
engaged the players
All right, high low and man. One time.
I don't think we
okay?
saw a lot of last
Let's
year.
make a stop here. We are.
He said, I don't even need to tell these guys anything. These guys can lead on their own. And that's what a good thing McAuliffe always has done is he allows his players to be themselves. He allows them to run the team. He doesn't have to be the authoritative figure.
We're getting set to go in the second half. It's going to be Epps who's going to inbound the ball for the Bloodhounds. It's now Higgins. Higgins with possession. Bounce pass back to Epps. Epps holding. Gets it to Higgins. Higgins well outside the perimeter, being guarded heavily by Gist. Now throws it to, that was Ware for 3. Shot is good.
Good start to the second half for John Jay, an open 3, and just like that, down to 16, 45-29.
Already 30 seconds in. Jamel Gist for the Bulldogs. Gets it to Exxon. Now Lorenzo Williams back to Exxon. Dylan Williams outside the perimeter is Jamel Gist in the corner. Dylan Williams again. He's got Edon in the paint, but Gist for 3. Makes the basket. 3-point shot by Jamel Gist is good, and now his team is back up 48-29.
Got to give props to Pops, getting the 3 right back. Bulldogs back up 19.
Epps, top of the key, Ingram. Throws it off to Ware. Ware looks to drive in the paint. Shot by Epps is no good. Hayes there for the rebound. Ball about to go out of bounds. Ware is able to save it for the Bloodhounds. Ware in the corner, being guarded by Exxon. Throws it off to Ingram. Quick shot in the paint, no good. There's a foul in the play.
Good move to the net there by Calvin Ingram. He went right to the hoop and attacked on Exxon. The foul's going to go against Lorenzo Williams. That will be his first.
So So 18:50 to go here in the second half. Calvin Ingram getting ready for his first shot. It's up and it's good.
And that's just another good shot there by Ingram. That's the second points of the game.
So the Bulldogs are leading by 18. Ingram's second shot is up. Both are good. Play resumes. Jamel Gist moves up court for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs now going from right to left in your computer screen. And we want to thank everybody who's listening in tonight. Dylan Williams gets over to Jamel Gist. Back to Dylan Williams. Exxon for three. In and out, no good. And now Epps takes over for the Bloodhounds. Epps moves up court. To Ware, now Higgins. Hayes back to Ware. Ware holding. Bounce pass to Ingram. Ingram being guarded by Lorenzo Williams. Quick shot is in and out, no good. Loose ball, fight for it, and now Exxon takes over for the Bulldogs. Exxon John Blige gets it over to his brother Edon. Quick shot, in and out, no good. And now the Bloodhounds take over. Higgins gets away from Exxon and quick basket makes it in.
Just like that, John Jay cutting the lead to 15. Look at this pass. Look at this move by Higgins, taking it to the hoop all by himself.
Higgins is only 5'6". Exxon is 6'5".
Timeout by Coach McAuliffe. It's a full charge timeout. So the Bulldogs off to a little bit of a slow start to start the second half.
And I believe we're going to be sending it into the coach's huddle to hear what Coach McAuliffe has to say. No, my apologies. Yep. We're actually going to be sending it over to our silent reporter, Jai Kelman, who used to play for this team, so he knows, he's familiar with everything that he's seeing. So now we're going to send it over to Jai to hear what he has to say. Jai, take it away.
Brooklyn College is up 15 points at the moment. John Jay came out in the second half being very aggressive, so let's see what happens from here. Back to you guys.
He's right. The Bloodhounds are playing very aggressively.
Absolutely, and it's starting to show. The Bulldog. That's why I think McAuliffe called the timeout right now, and he did, because he sees John Jay is starting to pressure the Bulldogs a little bit, and he needed to change things up. The Bulldogs are a good team out throughout the season so far at adapting on the fly, and that's not an easy quality to have. But for the Bulldogs to be able to adapt as quickly as they do and change the momentum back in their favor is a very big positive. So the men's Bulldogs needed to make a stop. They're going to have to make a big play here. They want to get the game back in on their side of the court again.
17:48 to go in the second half. You're watching Brooklyn College Bulldogs basketball here on BCTV, your home for everything Brooklyn. Looks like we're now going to go back to the coach real quick. No, my apologies. We're going to get ready to go with the. So we're going to resume play, and I believe it's going to be, yes, it's still going to be Bulldogs ball, as Dylan Williams going to inbound the ball in front of his own bench. Williams gets it over to Jamel Gist, being guarded heavily by Higgins. He's able to get away from him. Now you see Dylan's running the other side. Gist, hook shot is no good.
Drew a blocking foul, though, did Gist. That was a great move to the net, as Higgins was pounding on him early.
No, they're saying that the foul went against Jamel Gist.
Okay. So it's an offensive charge, and that's foul 3 on Gist.
So now Kieran Hayes going to inbound the ball for the Bloodhounds. Higgins moves up court. Everybody's in their positions. Ware over the sideline, being guarded by Exxon. Ingram over to Higgins. Higgins top of the key, throws it to Ware. Ware holding. Gets it to Hayes. Hayes to the corner, getting away from Edon. Now Ware for three. Shot no good. Fight for the rebound. Hayes gets it. Inside the paint, quick shot is in and out, no good. Another scramble for the ball. Epps able to get it. Now Higgins. Bloodhounds are able to reset after that wild play just now. Higgins holding along the sideline, throws it to Epps. Epps holding, tries to get away from Dylan. Now he has to get rid of it. Hayes blocked by Edon. Ball goes out of bounds.
Good play, though, by the Bulldogs, not drawing a foul there. And that's going to force John Jay to inbound with 6 seconds to shoot.
That's right, 6 seconds, and Ware is going to inbound the ball from the Bulldogs baseline. Bounce pass, 5 seconds now. Ingram makes a play. Shot does not get a good shot off. Ball goes out of bounds, still off of the Bulldog. And with 2 seconds to go, the Bloodhounds may have to make a quick play.
They may have to do a catch and shoot.
Epps along the baseline. Bounce pass to Ingram. but he's not going to be able to get the shot off as the officials call for a shot clock violation.
Good defense by the Bulldogs, getting set on that with 2 seconds, and they made a good play defense. Oh, and there's a, and right there, I don't think Jamel Gist even saw Ware coming, and he, very lucky, that's still Bulldogs ball.
Ware playing very aggressive, but now he's going to back off as Jamel Gist moves up court. Exxon. Exxon into Edon. Now to Dillon. Ball goes out of bounds. It's still going to be Bulldogs ball.
So far, things have slowed down a little bit in this second half. You're not seeing quite the same ball movement we saw in the first half.
This is the first time I've had to broadcast a game where I can only say the players' first names. So Dillon gets it out to Lorenzo. Lorenzo holding. Quick shot for three. Shot no good. Big rebound. Ball goes out of bounds off of Ingram.
It was last touch by Exxon.
You're right. Ingram did not touch the ball, so now it's going to be Bloodhounds ball. Jesse Higgins for the Bloodhounds moves up court. He's now going to start a quick rush. Throws it to Hayes. Now Ware. Gino Ware holding. Over to Ingram. Ingram trying to get help from Higgins. Now Higgins has it. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Already 4 minutes gone by in the second half. Higgins able to get away from Edon. Ware, quick shot is no good. And Ingram knocks the ball in.
Now the lead's cut to 13 for the Bulldogs.
15:53 to go in this second half. Jamel, now over to Lorenzo. Dillon, Edon, in the paint, makes the basket.
Big response by Edon Jambalaj, getting the Bulldogs back up to 15. Look at this fake as Edon went down low and buries it in.
How do you like that combination?
The Edon and Exxon combo, you gotta love it.
That is Epps. Epps looking to drive in, ball goes out of bounds.
It's gonna stay John Jay ball.
That was knocked out of Edon, I believe. Knocked out by Edon, I believe.
Yeah, Epps lost control going to the hoop, and Edon made a nice play forcing that ball out of bounds.
Ware inbounds the ball to Ingram. Now Epps, being guarded heavily by Dylan Williams. He's able to get away. Epps inside the paint, shot, does not get a shot off, and nice steal by Lorenzo Williams. Williams moving in, but then you're going to be whistled for not a travel. I thought.
Did he step out of?
No,
I don't think he stepped now. Blocking foul.
The foul on the play. Yeah,
it's a blocking foul on John Jay. It's going to go against Ashawn Epps. That'll be his first.
First, I thought it was going to be a travel. Then I thought it was going to be out of bounds off of the Bloodhounds. But now they whistle it was a foul. So
Kieran
Lorenzo
Hayes
Williams
will go to the bench for John Jay.
Dylan Williams to Lorenzo Williams. Quick shot in the paint, no good. Ware's able to get the rebound. Higgins pushes up court to Ingram. Now in the corner, Epps,
Offensive foul called against John Jay, so that's going to be their third. That's foul number 3 on Calvin Ingram.
So with 14:57 to go in this second half, Bulldogs are going to try to widen their lead. They're already up by 15. Jamel Gist hands it off to Dillon. Top of the paint, Edon tripped up. They're going to call a foul on the Bloodhounds.
Now the Bloodhounds are starting to get into foul trouble. That's another blocking foul. That's foul number 4 against the Bloodhounds already. That's foul number 2 on David Morris.
So 14:45 to go, 19 seconds on the shot clock. Exile with the ball, fires, makes the basket.
Kind of off a little bit of a broken play, but Exxon was able to go right to the hoop and finish.
So 52-35, Bulldogs leading. Ware, top of the key now Ingram. Hands it off to Higgins. Throws it to number 15, Morris. Morris now in play. Epps, quick shot not for 3. His foot was in the perimeter, but he makes the basket.
Good shot by Epps, using very good patience. He was able to bury that J.
Exile for 3, shot no good.
He had a loose ball foul. It's going to be on the Bulldogs. That was a loose ball. That's going to go against Dylan Williams. That's his first.
So with 14:11 to go in the second half, each team with 3 fouls. Higgins now moves up court for the Bloodhounds. Higgins holding, throws it off to Ware. Almost lost it to Exxon as he pokes it out. The ball goes out of bounds.
Good play, though, by the Bulldogs defensively. They're not allowing John Jay to really get into an easy rhythm. Substitution for John Jay coming back in is Jerome Petty. Going to the bench is Gino Ware.
play is going to resume as David Morris is going to inbound the ball. It's Morris versus Edon Jambalaj. Morris bounce pass to Higgins. Higgins moves around, gets it over to Epps. Epps being guarded heavily by Dylan Williams. Epps looking for help. Gets it to Morris. Morris for three. Makes the basket. 3-point shot by David Morris is good, and now the Bulldogs see their lead get reduced by 12.
Open shot there from Morris, and he got an easy J.
Dylan Williams in the corner. Edon Jambalaj, top of the paint. Goes out to Jamel Gist for three. Shot no good. Lorenzo Williams gets the rebound. Bounce pass to Edon. Edon under the basket. Fire shot is good.
Good answer there by Edon, giving the Bulldogs back the 14-point lead.
13:20 to go in this second half. Bulldogs up 54-40. Petty, quick shot for three. No good. Jamel Gist able to corral the rebound. Jamel. Quick shot is no good. They're not going to count the basket because it looks like it's going to be a foul against the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
no, excuse me, going against Higgins of the Bloodhounds.
Yeah, but Gist did a good job drawing that foul. That's foul number 2 against Higgins. And coming back in is Kieran Hayes to replace Calvin Ingram.
Excellent move by Jamel Gist to drive into the paint. Lorenzo Williams in the paint, shot no good, but this could be another foul on the play.
Now John Jay is really starting to shoot themselves in the foot. That's their 15th foul. Two-way, they'll be in the penalty.
And 2 in a row, just like that.
That's foul number 3 on David Morris. So he's playing with 3 fouls. Coach Ryan Highland may have to make a tough decision with Morris.
First shot by Lorenzo Williams is good. So now Niv Confino is coming in play in place of Jamel Gist.
Jordan Aiken is coming back in. He will replace Higgins.
So 13:04 to go. Lorenzo Williams going to make his second shot. Second shot is good. Both of them gets the friendly roll. 13:03 to go. Bulldogs up 56-40. Hayes with the ball, moves it around. Quick shot is good.
And just like that, 56-42. Look at this beautiful no-look pass from Kieran Hayes, and he finds down low.
For three, makes the basket. 3-point shot by Lorenzo Williams is good, and now the Bulldogs are up 59-42.
Big answer there by Pops.
Quick foul on the play, and that's going against
Confino. It's on Confino. That'll be his second.
So 12:29 to go. Ashton Epps is going to inbound the ball in front of the announcers table.
Lorenzo Williams leading the way with 24 points. And we get another whistle. I think we got a foul, and that's on Confino again. So that's foul number 3 on Confino.
Coach McAuliffe not happy with the call, but nonetheless play will resume.
Confino, I don't think Confino even knows what he did. He didn't look like he did really much.
Each team now with 5 fouls, still plenty of time. So if John Jay wants to come back into this,
McElhatton's going to come in.
They're going to have to watch out in the fouls.
Dylan Williams will go to the bench, and in comes McElhatton.
Petty inbounds the ball to Morris. Top of the key was Aiken. Now Cruz Fernandez. Cruz Fernandez almost lost the ball. Now he does to Chris McElhatton. Lose the ball again to Morris, but now Niv Confino pushes up for the Bulldogs. Confino gets it to Exxon. Exxon looks to drive in. Foul on the play.
Oh, and Exxon is down. Exxon took a little bit of a very hard hit, but he gets right back up. But Exxon, you love how he just went right to the hoop right there and just drove to the net. Foul's going to go against Jordan Aiken. That will be his second. And one more foul for John Jay puts them in the penalty.
McElhatton's going to inbound the ball from the Bloodhounds baseline. Gets an Exxon for three. Shot no good. Fight for the rebound. That's Morris that takes over for the Bloodhounds. But he has to get away from the Bulldogs defenders. Now Aiken's going to push up court. Aiken being guarded by Confino. Well outside the perimeter. Look at the pressure Confino's putting on as the Bloodhounds keep scrambling around. Quick shot for three, makes the basket. Three-point shot by Jerome Petty is good. And now the Bulldogs push up again. Lorenzo Williams spin around but makes the basket.
Big answer right back by Lorenzo Williams, putting the Bulldogs right back up by 16.
So as I catch my breath, it's 61-45. Bulldogs leading with 11:35 to go in this second half. Aiken holding. Cross-court pass, but they're going to call it travel.
And just like that, John Jay starting to commit some mistakes. And the Bulldogs are taking advantage. McElhatton will stay in there. Lorenzo Williams will go to the bench.
Nick Grasso is now in play. The next time these two teams play against each other will be Friday, January 22nd at the Doghouse.
Oh, that will be some.
College.
That's some environment over there playing in Manhattan. That's a very great ballpark stadium.
Edon over to Neve Confino. Back to Edon Jambalaj. Quick shot hits the side of the backboard. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Bloodhound's ball.
Yeah, Edon got his own rebound back, and then he got it knocked out of his hand.
Oh, you're right. It's going to be Bulldogs' ball, but
Yeah.
13 seconds on the shot clock. McElhatton looking to find somebody to inbound it to. Gets it to Edon, near center court. Now Neve Confino takes over. His team sets up. Neve trying to get away from his defender. He's able to cut from two defenders. Shot makes the basket. That was a beautiful job by Neve.
Just look at that move by Confino, just scrambling, making a good fake. That's a huge basket in the game for Confino. First points of the game.
Now Higgins tries to get it to Cruz Fernandez. Ball goes out of bounds off of McElhatton. Will remain Bloodhound's ball.
Love the way McElhatton is playing on defense. He really has come in and changed this defense right now.
Higgins. Now looking to drive in. Lose the ball to Edon. 3-on-2 developing. Edon into the paint. Shot makes the basket.
And the foul. Yep, blocking foul. And Edon just went like a freight train into that basket. Bulldogs with a 20-point lead.
Edon with 8 points on the night, getting ready for his N1 shot.
Foul against Jerome Petty. That's his second. And 8, Jesse Higgins and Cruz Fernandez will go to the bench.
So the Bulldogs leading by 20. This is the biggest lead they've had so far in this game as Edon gets ready for his N1 shot. It's up and in and out, no good. Bloodhounds take over. 10:38 to go. Hayes at the top of the paint, but steps back out, hands it off to Epps, and they're going to call a foul on Hayes. It's going to be Bulldogs ball.
Ryan Highland's not happy with that call at all. Hayes thought he was grabbed, and it was not a call. That call went against John Jay, and that's going to be foul number 1 against Hayes.
So Nicholas Grasso inbounds the ball to Neve Confino. Hands it off to McElhatton, back to Confino. Grasso, top of the key. Jambalaj, that's Exxon Jambalaj. Back to Chris McElhatton. McElhatton moves around, gets over to Confino along the sideline. Confino drives in, tries to hand off to Edon, but loses the ball. And now Epps is going to push up for the Bloodhounds. Epps bounce pass to Petty. Petty holding, moving in. Hands it off to, that was Ingram for 3, shot no good. Ball goes out of bounds, it's going to remain Bloodhounds ball.
And we'll stay Bulldogs ball as we have a timeout by John Jay. It's a full charge timeout.
So with 9:56 to go, we're going to send it over to our silent reporter. But first, John, real quick, what has been your thoughts so far in this?
Just love the
half?
energy. The Bulldogs just continue to hound them on defense, and that's what you need to do. Stop a John Jay team like this early.
Okay, we're now going to send it over to our silent reporter, Jai Kelman, who has this to say.
Midway through the second half, the Brooklyn Bulldogs are still up big. They have it clicking on all cylinders. They playing great defense, and they running and finishing in transition and hitting open shots. The John Jay, they're playing with a lot of energy, but they're not being able to score the ball. And no matter what, like Uncle Drew says, this game has always been and always will be about getting buckets. John Jay has to score the ball unless they're in trouble. Back to you guys.
Excellent analysis by Jai Kelman. Used to play for this team last year, so he knows exactly what he's observing for both these teams.
Oh, he was a phenomenal athlete, Jai Kelman. Jai was one of the best players you could see on this Bulldogs team, and he always carried the team on his sleeve. That's the type of player he was.
But he's also right. The Bulldogs are playing an all-around team effort.
Absolutely. You got it. That's the biggest difference I've seen in the Bulldogs this year. It's no longer just Exxon having to take all the shots. You're seeing him distribute the ball. You're seeing Lorenzo Williams get a chance. Edon's getting the ball. You're seeing Grasso even getting a shot. McElhatton getting shots. It's good ball distribution, and that has been such a key element for the men's Bulldogs so far this season. Hoping it continues.
And John Jay, like he said, John Jay needs to make buckets or else they're going to be in trouble. Gino Ware back in play. He's going to inbound the ball to Calvin Ingram of the Bloodhounds. And play resumes. Already past the halfway mark of the second half. Petty tries to get to the paint. He does. Shot no good. You see Exxon appears to be in some discomfort as play resumes. Dave Cafino driving into the paint. Gets it over to Edon. Edon outside the paint. Goes out of bounds. It's going to remain Bulldogs ball.
Yeah, and you were just talking about how Exxon looked like he was coming up a little slow. He is walking a little gingerly on that right leg. You see the right leg taped up.
So now play resumes with 18 seconds to go on the shot clock. Exxon's holding. He's got Calvin Ingram in front of him. Exxon trying to deke him out with Chris McElhatton in the paint. Off the hands of Grasso, and now Epps is going to push up for the Bloodhounds. Shot no good, but there was going to be a foul on the play.
Good adjustment by the Bulldogs back defensively. You saw two guys get on Epps, didn't let him finish. That was, of course,
who were those two guys?
E&E, Edon and Exxon.
Two of them think alike, but unfortunately the foul went against Exxon.
That's going to be only his first, so Exxon's done a very good job throughout this game, really not drawing too many, making good defensive plays.
But if that foul went against Edon, it would have been his third, and Coach McCall probably would have taken him out immediately. So the shot by Epps is good. So with 9:19 to go in this second half, the Bulldogs are leading 65-46. Second shot is in and out, no good. And now the Bulldogs going to look to widen their lead. Exxon over to Chris McElhatton. McElhatton over to Confino. Now Nick Grasso back to McElhatton. Now Grasso again. Confino, they're moving the ball around very well, those three players. Now Exxon almost went for the three-point shot. Now it goes out of Grasso. McElhatton for three! In and out, no good. Steve Confino up to get that rebound, and now the Bulldogs have a fresh shot clock.
He has such amazing speed, Confino.
And Edon with the shot, no good, but there will be a foul in the play.
Just love the unselfish play. Look at this pass. This is not stuff we saw the Bulldogs doing last year, setting up open plays like this. And Edon will go to the hoop for two.
But how about the ball moving around between McElhatton, Grasso, and Confino?
It's just been amazing. Confino has blinding speed and just can attack the paint, just can dissect defenses.
Edon's first shot is good.
That will put Edon in that'll put Edon at 9 points, so one more from getting into double digits.
This is Edon's final semester, so you can tell he's going to go all out and playing.
Last night he was coming off a double-double while Exxon had a triple-double.
Second shot by Edon is good.
And Potjim's coming in. Here we go.
The third brother.
He subs in for Edon.
So we're still going to have two Jabalaj brothers on the court.
So now it's going to be Exxon and PJ.
Potjim. That's his name.
Potjim, yep. Potjim Jambalaj.
Potjim now in play, wearing number 34. They're all from Brooklyn, New York, went to FDR High School. But we all know they're from Europe.
Yeah. Hey, Potjim with the steal. How do you like that? Oh.
But they call it out of bounds.
Oh. But look at that. Look at Potjim coming off the bench. And look at that on Kieran Hayes. I'll tell you, all three of the Jambalaj brothers bring such a unique element to this team.
Potjim is letting everybody know he's on the court. You could hear it too. 8:40 to go. Higgins now with the ball for the Bloodhounds. Hands it off to Epps. Hayes, top of the key. Hayes tries to drive in, shot no good. They're going to call travel.
And right now, John Jay just looks very frustrated. They cannot go to the paint. The Bulldogs are shutting down every lane John Jay tries to throw in at them.
And now Exxon's going to sit, and Lorenzo Williams back in play for the Bulldogs. Neve Confino moves up court, trying to get away from Higgins. Hands it off to Grasso. Grasso, quick shot, but is blocked by Epps, and now the Bloodhounds take over. Epps pushes up court. Now over to Petty for three. Shot no good. Hayes with the rebound. Quick shot. His is no good. He gets his own rebound. 3 times the charm. No good. Can we go for 4? No. It's going to be Bulldogs, but they're going to call a foul on the play.
It looks like Grasso got a little tripped up. And a technical foul has been called on Ryan Highland. Ryan Highland has been very upset with the calls today. and the referees have heard enough. Highland's going to get a tech. And now I think everything's starting to boil over on John Jay. They're just very frustrated. You can see them kind of fighting amongst themselves a little bit.
They've been 0-6 this season going into tonight's play. So now with 8:02 to go, you see Coach Highland still trying to get an explanation. So they call the technical foul on him.
So the Bulldogs will get technical free throws. And by the way, that foul just put John Jay at 10 fouls. So they are now over the limit, and Pot Jim is going to go to the line for free throws.
First shot is good.
First points of the game for Pot Jim.
And the crowd goes wild here at the West Quad Gymnasium. Second shot by Pot Jim is good, so he makes both baskets on that technical foul.
You know, it's those players that play off the bench. The fans just get behind them get behind them just as much as anyone.
So now Grasso still has to go up for the original foul.
Yep.
Grasso got hurt in the first half, which is why we saw him wearing the headband, but now he's all patched up and ready to go. First shot is no good.
Looked like he got hit on the side of the eye. He still has that little bandage on the side.
Grasso is the 6'1" guard senior from Brooklyn, New York, went to St. Edmunds Prep High School, and his sister, Jacqueline Grasso, was on the championship team for the Lady Bulldogs last year.
Just a tremendous player with the whole Grasso family. It's just tremendous athletes in this game.
Play resumes, 7:55 to go, 69-46, Bulldogs leading. Hayes to Higgins. Now Petty. Petty inside the paint, shot no good, but there's going to be a foul on the play.
It's going to go against, I believe, the Bulldogs there. That will be their 7th foul. That puts them in the penalty. It's going to go against Lorenzo Williams.
Lorenzo Williams with 26 points on the night, leading everybody on the court.
Exxon right behind him with 18 points. So you got to love the work that him and Exxon have done together.
First shot up is good by Petty. Substitution, Morris is now going to come back into play in place of Hayes. And Dylan Williams coming back and play for the Bulldogs in place of Chris McElhatton. So now Petty is getting ready for his second shot, and it's up and it's good. So 7:43 to go, 69-48, Bulldogs leading. There's a collision on the court with Confino and...
That was Petty who went into Confino. The foul's going to get called on Confino. On Petty. Yep, Petty's going to get hit for his 3rd.
So now Confino is going to line up for his 2 shots.
Oh, 4th foul make that. So that's foul number 4 on Petty. So one more, he is out of the game.
But it does not look like Coach Highland is going to go to his bench, so Petty will stay in there. First shot is no good. 7:40 to go. You're watching Brooklyn College Bulldogs basketball here on BCTV. Your home for everything Brooklyn. I want to thank everybody who's listening in tonight. Zach Budnick alongside Jonathan Pariente and Jai Kelman, our sideline reporter. So the second shot is good. The play resumes with Higgins moving up court for the Bloodhounds. Epps back to Higgins. Now back to Epps. Epps being guarded by Dylan Williams. Now being guarded by Grasso as he moves around. Epps at the top of the key, trying to make a play, but watch Grasso guard him heavily. Now Ingram. Ingram in the paint. Shot is good. They're going to count it, and there's a foul in the play.
Good play by Epps, just not quitting on that play. It's going to go against Lorenzo Williams. So Lorenzo Williams picks up his 3rd. Still a lot of time left. You don't want to give John Jay any reason to have hope to come back in the game.
But it's all about making the buckets. So with 7:19 to go, Bloodhounds need to take advantage of any opportunities they get. The first shot is no good. And by rule, it's a loose ball, but now it's going to be...
Morris got a little too aggressive. That's going to be a foul on him. And that's going to be his 4th.
So now the Bulldogs get to go back to the charity stripe to shoot for 2 shots, and you can see Coach Highland not happy with this game so far.
It's been a very frustrating start for John Jay. They score only 65 points and they give up 83 a game. And every game they've been in, they always seem to be trailing by over 20 points, and that's something that, you know, that I don't care what team you are, you're not going to be able to win games if you fall behind early.
Nick Grasso now 1 for 3 at the charity stripe of this game.
Cruz Fernandez will come in. He replaces Ingram.
So Bulldogs are up by 20 with 7:16 to go. Grasso's second shot is good. Grasso shooting at 50% at the charity stripe in this game.
That was his first point of the game.
So now Higgins with the ball, pushes up to Cruz for three. Shot no good. It was an air ball. And now Lorenzo Williams pushes up court for the Bulldogs. Lorenzo, quick shot is good.
That is 28 for Lorenzo Williams.
6:54 to go.
Look at that. Beautiful stop, and then he just gets off the defender and banks it in.
Higgins. Shot is good. No
Nope,
good.
rigged
They're going to
off.
call the offensive foul.
So that's going to be, John Jay's already over the limit. That's foul number 3 on Jesse Higgins.
Now, because that's an offensive foul, the Bulldogs are not going to go up to the charity stripe.
Yep.
Now, Neve Confino moves up court for the Bulldogs. Looks like he's trying to make a play, but hands off to Dylan Williams. Now, Nicholas Grasso. Back to Confino. Dylan again. Dylan holding. Hands off to Confino. Top of the key. Bulldogs doing a tremendous job moving around. Bounce pass to Patcham. Quick shot is good.
Potcham's having quite a nice game of his own. That's 4 points for Potcham.
Bloodhounds resume play. That's Epps over to back to Higgins. Epps holding, being guarded by Dylan Williams. Epps looking to make a play. Hook shot no good, but there's a foul on the play.
Foul against the Bulldogs. That's going to put them at 9 fouls, so one more and they will be in the double bonus. Foul goes against Dylan Williams. That'll be his second.
And we're going to have a lot of substitutions. We'll get those names to you shortly as Eshin Epps is going to get ready for his first shot. First shot up, and it's good. John, what do you got for us as far as substitutions?
Gino Ware, Kieran Hayes, and Calvin Ingram all come in, replacing Petty, replacing Fernandez, and going to the bench joining them is David Morris.
And for the Bulldogs, Jamel Giss is back in play in place of Neve Confino. So 6:04 to go. Bulldogs leading 75-51. Second shot gets the friendly roll. Bulldogs up by 23. 6:04 to go. There's still plenty of time in this game.
But very slowly the clock is becoming an enemy of John Jay.
Grasso inbounds the ball from his own baseline to Dylan Williams, being double teamed by the Bloodhounds. And now Potcham's able to push up court. Potcham almost lost the ball. Now the ball is stripped out of his hands, out of bounds. It's still going to be Bulldogs' ball.
Tell you what, Potcham is really impressing me. Look at that speed. Has the same, kind of has a little bit of eggs on and eat on kind of mixed together.
5:55 to go. Grasso has the ball, hands off to Potcham at the top of the key. Now Jamel Gist. Jamel trying to drive into the paint, stripped of the ball, and now the Bloodhounds take over. Epps pushes up court, tries to get into the paint, shot is up and it's good. 5:35 to go, 75-54.
Good move there, just beautiful shot by Eshawn Epps.
Grasso now for the Bulldogs, feeling all that pressure. Lorenzo Williams. Lorenzo dancing around the paint, throws it out to Grasso. Around the perimeter they go. That's Potcham in the corner, throws it, shot no good. Grasso with the rebound, makes the basket.
Grasso just right there to clean up that play that Potcham set up. Beautiful finish by Grasso right there at the right time.
5:05 to go, ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to remain Bloodhounds ball.
And Brooklyn College just continuing to dictate the pace in the second half. They have not allowed John Jay to get on a real run. As soon as John Jay gets on a little run, the Bulldogs quickly put a stop to it.
Coach McAuliffe looking in on his team. You think he'd be really impressed right now with how his team is performing.
Oh, without a doubt he is. This team just plays so hard, and they've continued to just keep the pressure on their opponents from the beginning of the game.
Now Lorenzo Williams pushes up for the Bulldogs. Nick Grasso. Now Williams, far sideline. Quick shot inside the perimeter is no good. Epps with the rebound. And they're going to say Bulldogs were out of bounds.
Yeah, it's going to be John Jay ball. They're not calling a foul, so I think one of the players stepped out of bounds. I believe, didn't see who stepped out, but it's going to be John Jay ball.
Play resumes. Higgins pushes up court for the Bloodhounds. Now he finds a lane, drives in, quick shot is no good. Hayes for the rebound, makes the basket. 4:28 to go, 77-56. Bulldogs leading. That's Lorenzo Williams. Lorenzo Williams with 28 points on the night, have an impressive game as Jamel Gist loses the ball. And they're going to call a foul on Jamel Gist.
And that's going to put Gist at 4 fouls. So Gist picks up his 4th, so he is down to 1 more foul from being out of the game. You have Lorenzo playing with 3, you have Grasso playing with 2, and Dillon playing with 2.
It's been a big adjustment for Jamel Gist this season because he was so used to playing alongside Jai Kelman, and now since Jai graduated, Jamel has to find a new rhythm.
Well, in a way, Jamel Gist has been able to play the game the way he always has. You know, he attacks the net, he's a fighter, and you just got to love the way he continues to distribute the ball and lead this offense.
Second shot is good. So with 4:19 to go, Bulldogs leading 77-58.
Jerome Petty's coming back into the game to replace Kieran Hayes.
Grasso inbounds the ball to Lorenzo Williams. To Jamel Gist, now Grasso. They're feeling the all-around pressure, being double-teamed. Pajim, inside, makes the basket.
Beautiful ball movement, and Pajim Jambos, look at this move. Right up to the gut and went right at Gino Ware.
3:58 to go. That's Ingram. Gets over to Petty. Now Higgins in the corner. Epps top of the key. Epps drives in, shot no good. Dylan Williams able to corral the rebound, almost lost it, but now he pushes up court. Williams throws it over to Jamel Gist, inside the paint, makes the basket.
That's the move you give Jamel Gist when he's open. Beautiful no-look pass from Dylan Williams, setting up that beautiful play by Jamel Gist. Timeout by John Jay.
And it looks like it's going to be a full timeout with 3:31 to go in this second half. The Bulldogs with a tremendous 81-58 lead in what has been a complete game for this Bulldogs.
You just love the pressure. The Bulldogs have not slowed down. They haven't shown any mercy. That's how the Bulldogs play.
We're now going to send it over to our silent reporter, Jai Kelman, who has this to say. Jai, take it away.
As you can see, Brooklyn College is up big. They've pretty much been up big the whole game. They've been very dominant. But it all started with the play of Lorenzo Williams. He's currently the game-high leading scorer with 28 points. He's doing it from inside and outside. They don't have nothing for him. He's looking like a man amongst boys out here. John Jay is working pretty hard, but they just don't have an answer for the deep team of Brooklyn College. Now back to you guys.
Thank you for that, Jai. You're right. Lorenzo Williams has been playing all over. Outstanding performance. We're used to seeing Exxon as the start, but Lorenzo is certainly taken over that for this game.
Oh, what a good weapon he's been for the Bulldogs since he came onto this team last season. Lorenzo Williams is like another leader on that court, the 6'4" senior out of South Shore High School, another very dominant athletic school for Lorenzo Williams to be coming from, and he has really just brought another element to this offense. And when you have him playing well and you throw the ball to Exxon, and then it just makes everybody else around him better.
Fans, the next game that these men's Bulldogs are playing will be Monday, December 7th, right here at the West Quad Gymnasium against the Medgar Evers Cougars. It's the Battle of Bedford Avenue. Game time will be at 7:15. Following the women's, who are going to kick off at 5 p.m. Come out to the West Quad to watch the game or listen to our sister station, WBCR Brooklyn College Radio. Play resumes with 3:30 to go in this second half. It's Petty, gets out to Higgins, finds Epps moving. Shot is up, no good, but there will be a foul on the play.
Both teams are now are over the limit, so it'll be 2 free throws from here on out. Foul's going to go against Dylan Williams. That's his 3rd.
So with 3:23 to go, Bulldogs up with a commanding 81-58 lead. Going into this game, the Bulldogs had a lot of tough opponents, and that's why the D3 Hoops have recognized them as 24th overall in the National.
One of those teams they blew through was William Patterson. They just blew Patterson away, and they had no answer for the Bulldogs.
Those opponents are no strangers to the Bulldogs. The second shot is good.
NJCU was another tough opponent they got through, and then they had to get through the likes of Stevens Institute. So they faced their very good share of tough teams outside of CUNYAC play.
And what's been really good for this Bulldogs is to see Grasso try to get away from Ingram. The bounce pass to Justin Staten, who's in play, who makes the basket. that the Bulldogs have a very strong bench.
Absolutely. Look at that down low pass, and Staten just finished it.
Less than 3 minutes to go here in this West Quad, in this CUNYAC battle, as there's a foul on the play, and it's going against.
Looks like Grasso, he got called for a blocking foul, and let's take a look at that as Epps went in. Yeah, there's the screen by Grasso, and he was in the penalty area, and he drew the foul. Epps drew it. Foul
So now
three, number 3 on Grasso.
So Ajon Epps is going to line up for 2 shots. Both teams are already over the limit here in this second half.
A little under 3 minutes to play. We're going to have Valdon Baptiste coming into the game momentarily.
For the Bulldogs.
Yep, for the Bulldogs.
He's the 6'1" guard junior for Brooklyn, New York. Went to Martin Luther King High School, and he's going to be wearing number 25.
He's replacing Grasso, and coming back in for John Jay is Jordan Aiken. He will replace Calvin Ingram.
Nick Grasso has played a strong game off the bench.
Well, he really has.
Shot up is no good. There's a scramble for the ball, but Pajim Jean Blige is able to take over, feeling the pressure as he throws it to Jamel Gist. And now Jamel is able to take charge. 2:40 to go in this second half. Bulldogs up 83-60. As Dylan Williams holding. Baptiste gets it back to Gist. Now Justice Staten. Staten missed all last season due to an injury.
Yep. Yeah, Staten was out with that very severe injury, yes.
But now Bloodhounds take over. Quick shot by Epps is good. 2:17 to go. Pajim pushes up court for the Bulldogs. Pajim can't get a shot off. They're going to call
Jump
a
ball.
jump ball.
He's going to stay with Brooklyn College, though. And tell you what, in the small amount of time Pajim's been able to play, he really has made the most of those minutes. Just continuing to attack the paint, and you just love the energy he brings off the bench. Going to the bench for, speaking of which, for John Jay will be Jerome Petty. Back in comes Morris.
Pajim for 3. Shot no good. Baptiste gets the rebound. Quick shot. His shot is no good. There's a scramble for the loose ball. Ball's going to go out of bounds off of a Bloodhound, and it will remain Bulldogs ball.
Bulldogs just continuing to fight, even with them leading 21 points. They continue to fight after every loose ball. They are not quitting on any plays.
So now a quick substitution. Cruz Fernandez back in play for the Bloodhounds in place of Higgins.
Right now, John Jay right at about what they've averaged on the season, 62 points.
Immediately following this game, we're going to have player of the game plus the winning coach.
And beautiful finish there by Valdon Baptiste. That's his first points of the game.
Minute 53 to go. Bulldogs up 85-62. For Cruz Fernandez. Hands it off to Morris, Quick shot is good. Minute 40 to go, 85-64, Bulldogs leading.
Ajon Epps has had a very good game, 17 points.
Jamel Gist holding for the Bulldogs, minute 30 to go. So he drives to the paint, shot off no good. Ball goes out of bounds off of a Bloodhound, so remain Bulldogs ball.
Paolo Tamers coming into the game. Joining him is Kevin McGee, the 6'1" junior out of Archbishop Malloy High School. Paolo Tamers from Freeport, New York, so he also went to the same school as Justin Staten. The young freshman, he comes into the game for the Bulldogs as well.
Savage now in play for the Bulldogs as well. Tamer for 3, makes the basket. No, excuse me, it's going to be a 2-point shot because his foot was in the perimeter.
Paolo Tamer with a beautiful jump shot.
He was one of the Brooklyn College player features this evening. Epps for 3, shot no good. Savage able to get the rebound.
Tamer, the one freshman on this Bulldogs team.
Tamer now has the ball and moves up court. Less than a minute to go in this game. Hands it off to number 14, McGee. Back to Tamer. McGee again. McAuliffe using his reserve players now to get some action. Staten. Quick shot is good. 40 seconds to go. 89-64. Bulldogs leading. This has been an all-around excellent performance by these Bulldogs as Epps for the, that is number 1. Aiken for the Bloodhounds goes up for a shot. McGee pushing up. Staten, quick shot, makes the basket.
That'll put the Bulldogs at 90 points once again.
That's a beautiful highlight reel play.
Beautiful pass. These Bulldogs just play so well as a team. It's contagious.
As we're winding down the final seconds, Epps' shot is no good. Staten takes over. And McGee to Tamer. Final seconds ticking off. They're on their feet here at the West Quad Gymnasium as the Bulldogs improve to 8-0 this season. Final score 91-64.
It's just amazing what kind of a stretch run this Bulldogs team is on. They're just running through everyone throughout the whole NCAA.
Coming up for the post-game report, we're going to have player of the game, coach interview, highlights, and then closing arguments, so to speak.
Well, what a finish this was for the men's Bulldogs. You just love how they play. You love how they play with fire and passion and intensity, and it just continued.
We will be right back, so stay here on BCTV, your home for everything Brooklyn. Be right back.
Back here at the West Quad Center, I'm here with Lorenzo Williams, 28-point performance. Talk to me about today's victory. You guys are now 8-0, 8th straight win of the season.
It was a great win. We just worked hard like usual, and we can't take no team for granted. We got to come out here and run our system and play hard.
You guys have been averaging 90 points per game. You guys are ranked 24th in NCAA. Talk to me about how important of a run this has been on, and how does it feel to be within the top 25 in all of the NCAA?
It feels great. We pushing for a higher ranking. We just gonna go hard every game. Just keep working, get better.
It seems like as every game goes on, you guys continue to get better and better. You guys have just continued to keep the pressure on. As a team defensively, you guys have improved as well, giving up 70 points per game.
Yeah, that's been our focus all year since the preseason. Our coach just telling us to work hard on defense, and the offense gonna come because we offensively talented, so it's gonna happen. We just gotta play defense.
Your next game will be on December 7th against borough rival, Bedford Avenue rival, Medgar Evers College. Talk to me about how you guys are going to look forward to that game in just 3 days from now.
We're going to prepare just like every other team. We're going to prepare hard, scout, and come out with fire and just work hard. That's what we're going to do.
All right, Lorenzo Williams of the men's Bulldogs, 28 points. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back in just a moment. We will have Coach McAuliffe joining us here. Stay tuned. And we're back at the West Quad Center. I'm here with head coach Rich McAuliffe. Coach McAuliffe, another dominating performance by your team today. 8 wins in a row, 8-0 on the season. Talk to me about what has just been clicking so far through this 8-game winning streak.
You know, we're very fortunate. We have guys that trust each other. I mean, they've played together for a year now, and they're really starting to gel. And, you know, when you can trust each other with the basketball and know where everybody needs to go, you know, it makes my job a whole lot easier. And these guys go out and play hard. And, you know, with the talent we have, we're very fortunate, you know, to be in the position we are right now.
Now, earlier going into this game, you lost Enis Nikovic, your big 6'9" center, to an ACL injury. Talk to me about how you guys have managed to keep things going despite him going down. You still seem to find new players and just find new pieces to fit in, and you continue to win.
Thank you. You know, losing Anise is a tough thing. You know, we were hoping that maybe he can be ready for the second half. We're still uncertain about that. We just, you know, he's going to see his orthopedic surgeon on Tuesday to see the extent of his injuries. You know, he's a big loss for us if that is the case going into the second half. But guys are there to step up. They know it's their time, and you know, having 9-10 seniors on a ball club, again, makes that easy because they understand what they want to leave their legacy as when they leave Brooklyn College.
I think one of the brightest things I've seen from this men's team is everybody's ready to step up to the plate, no matter if they're coming off the bench, only playing a couple minutes. Everybody gives it their all out here. Talk to me about how that message has spread throughout your team, that everybody just seems to pitch in and provide much needed help for anybody else on the team.
You know, again, I mean, they understand their roles. They understand what we're trying to do, and guys are ready to step up when they're called on. And that's the key. And as we can continue to roll, we'll keep building confidence, we keep building trust in each other. That's so important, you know, going forward. And, you know, that's going to pay dividends later. And, you know, we talk about where we are, and I said, where are we going to be in February is kind of the key. And we just keep working hard every day in practice. The enthusiasm now is infectious. And, you know, we just want to keep on rolling. And guys step up to the plate. Look, Lorenzo tonight was terrific. You know, Exxon was terrific. You know, somebody's down, they pick them up. And the guys come in the game and they just gel. So that's really great. You know, I'm really fortunate for that.
Your next game will be the Battle of Bedford Avenue against Medgar Evers College. Talking about how you guys are going to look forward to that game, try to improve to 9-0 on the season.
Well, we're going to prepare. You know, we're going to prepare. They got a great player in Matthew Lee. I mean, he's averaging 30 points a game. You know, he's a Division I transfer, then Division II transfer. I mean, guy's a hell of a player, and he can fill it up. So you always worry about somebody like that. But I'm confident in what we're doing. You know, the guys are confident in what they're doing. And, you know, this whole thing is you trust each other, and you understand what you have to do. And those seniors, I mean, that's priceless. So we just got to continue to roll and stay focused and stay hungry and humble.
Coach Rich McAuliffe, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on an impressive victory. The men's Bulldogs improved to 8-0, going for their 9th win on December 7th. We'll be back with some closing statements, wrap things up right after this.
We're back here at the West Quad Gymnasium with an impressive victory for these Bulldogs. Tell us what you saw that you liked throughout this entire game.
I just love the ball movement. The Bulldogs continue to attack the paint. They just distribute the ball around really better than any team I've seen throughout the NCAA. I have never recalled a time that I saw a Bulldogs team playing this focused and this much in sync with each other in the 4 years we've covered Brooklyn College Bulldogs basketball. This has been one of the best teams I've seen in years.
Well, let's go to the highlight reel because we have a lot of fantastic replays in this game.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. First, this was
the block.
And look at Staten. This was an early statement. Look at that block by Exxon Jambalaj. That really set the tone early for the Bulldogs. And then look at this beautiful, easy open three by Jamel Gist. That gave the Bulldogs an 18-point lead. Then Lorenzo Williams, just incredible athleticism, just fakes the shot, then gets it up, banks it in. And then here's some more. Niv Confino getting around the right post, gets right there. Look at that, right up on Kieran Hayes and just finishes the easy lay-in right there. Then here's the open play. This was Kevin McGee, and look at this pass. Beautiful down low, and then right down there to set up Justin Staten for the exclamation point on the easy layup. And the Bulldogs went on to win this game 91-64, and just the ball movement altogether that you've seen, it's just infectious, as Coach McAuliffe described it just moments ago.
It has definitely been an impressive one. You see John Jay getting a lot of three-point shots.
They took a lot of threes in this game, and they made a quality of them, but the Bulldogs, when they had to make some big stops and they had to make a few plays to stop the momentum of John Jay, they did that and really just put the game out of reach.
Well, that's going to do it here at the West Quad Gymnasium. Both the men's and the women's team winning. Clean sweep against the John Jay Bloodhounds. For Jonathan Pariente, Jai Kelman, our entire BC TV crew, I'm Zach Bundick saying so long, folks.